Hi everyone. Today I'm going to walk through the RAG architecture. So, which is an retrieval augment generation architecture. Here, so here we are using the services like AWS Lambda, Bedrock, S3, API Gateway, and also we are using Pinecone, which is a vector database. So first of all, we will see how the data is flowing, and we will also learn why we are using these services, like why we are using Lambda instead of EC2. So first, let's talk why we are using Lambda instead of EC2. So basically, Lambda, uh, uh, it's on serverless. Basically, it doesn't have any server, and we no need to manage any infrastructure compared to EC2. So here in EC2, we will be responsible in creating and maintaining and also scaling. And so these kind of uh, responsibilities we have to take. And coming to the pricing, Lambda is much more efficient than EC2 because when we are using Lambda, we have to only pay when we are using its computing time. So for suppose we may get requests once in an hour, or one request comes in at 1 o'clock and one request comes at 3 o'clock. That means we only run our spin up our resources only two times. So remaining rest of the time, so we don't use the its resources, right? So we won't pay for that. And but this is the not the case with EC2, where the EC2 server need to be run all the time. So that's why it's not cost efficient. And coming to the scaling, so we no need to scale the Lambda, like um, like scaling up or scaling down depends upon the incoming request. So it will be done automatically, and without we need to do some manual configuration to set up how much, like the maximum and minimum. But coming to EC2, we need to do manual scaling or setting up auto scaling groups, and also we need to add some complexities as well. And not only this, Lambda is very much very good with integrating with API gateway, and also we can easily integrate with small microservices, or stateless microservices. So this kind of uh, like uh, uh, operations, like these kind of advantages are we have with Lambda over the EC2. And yeah, so that's the reason why we are using Lambda instead of this EC2. And coming to the API gateway, so basically here we are using here we are using the API gateway to send the request, um, whenever the user asks a query, so it will send the request. Like basically it acts as a friend door for our application. So all the requests from the user are going through the API gateway, so before reaching the backend. So so all the requests will pass through the API to the Lambda. So that's the purpose of that's the usage of Lambda. And coming to sorry that's the usage of API gateway. And coming to the Bedrock, so Bedrock, which is an service provided by the AWS. So where it is an it is an it provides all the foundational models, and it provides uh, like uh, like embedding models, and also we can also do do import our own customized fine-tuned model. So this kind of AI related services were like integrate will be done with the help of this Bedrock. So yeah, here let's go from the like the data like the flow, like the walkthrough of this architecture. So here let's say this is the user, and we have an the like this is here it's an entry point for the API gateway, and this is an Lambda function. So where our backend lies here, and this is the Bedrock where our embedding model and the large language model can be accessed from here. And this is the Pinecone vector database where all our uh, vector embeddings for the required documents were already stored here. So uh, yeah, so let's say the user asked a question. So on the front end, so the front end was deployed with the help of AWS Amplify. So yeah, so here when the user asks like we can use a front end. It may be um, the Flask. I mean, it may be the Flask, or it may be the Django, or it could be um, the Streamlit or Chainlit. So any kind of application. So whenever the user asks a question, so that question goes through the API gateway, and API gateway routes it to the Lambda function. So with the help of a HTTP request. So basically, like it handle it will post a question, like post its request to the Lambda. So the Lambda get triggered, and all our data is in the Lambda, right? All our main code is in the Lambda, right? So the main code means uh, so when we get the user query from the API gateway, so we have to create we have to do some sort of things, like we have to create vector embeddings, we have to do the query expansion, and we have to do the like so this kind of stuff, like the stuff which we need to do with the help of Bedrock. So we will be accessing the Bedrock with the help of AWS uh, like SDK. So here we are using a Boto 3. So we are calling the Bedrock with the help of this SDK, and we are invoking the model based upon the model ID, or else if we have our own imported model, with we will be invoking the model with the help of ARN. So here we will send the date. Here we will send our request to the Bedrock. So the Bedrock here, like whatever model we are accessing, and what for what purpose we are accessing. So those tasks will be done here, and it will provide the response. So let's say like our we are asking for vector embeddings. Like then the text data goes here, and the vector embeddings will be coming back here. So here the vector embeddings, then we have to, here what we are doing, we are getting the um, like we have to get the relevant documents for our user query, right? So so where the documents are available, so those documents are available in the Pinecone, so which is a vector database. So we are accessing the Pinecone with the help of Pinecone client. So here that embedding was passed here, and the semantic search or the any kind of search which we are performing will be done here, and all the relevant documents, like maybe the 5 or 4 whatever our need. So those documents are retrieved back here. So the Pinecone will be we are getting those doc like relevant indexes here. And the main operation, again we need to utilize the Bedrock like a large language model for the summarization or a chat completion, or like to to complete to for the end solution, right? So for that we need to use the bedrock again, like the where our llama 3 was available. So these again we will be invoking the model with the help of ARN or model ID and model ID. So those again the information is passed to here, and this information is passed to here. So after getting those content, so again the lambda will respond back to the API gateway, and with the help of API gateway, and like the content was delivered to the front end. So where the user can be having it, and he may ask the next question. So based up, so again those question, again the question is passed to here, and like all the process is done in the same way. So here currently we are not utilizing here. I will tell you this when we utilize it. So this three. So these three is a different pipeline, and here this is a different pipeline, including this as well. So like we are doing, right? So here like we are having a conversation with the user. So all this conversation we can also store in the DynamoDB. So like whenever we need, we can store it and we can retrieve it, so based upon our need. So that's the purpose of this one. So let's say how we are like we can have questions, right? Like how we are accessing the bedrock. um, so we are accessing the bedrock with the help of a model ID, which I said you. So like let's say for the llama we have a like the model ID could be the llama 3, so which is the foundational model. So if we are importing our own model, so we need the llama 3 provides sorry, the bedrock provides an it's ARN. So based upon the region, the ARN consists of the mode some ID, so which pointing to that. So based upon that we will be invoking that ID, I mean that model. And yeah, so let's say who can access it, how can I access it? Yeah, so for that, like we need to have a proper IAM roles. So I need to have an IAM rules that I can that my lambda can access bedrock, and also my lambda can have an access for the API gateway, and also my lambda can have an proper access for the pinecone. So these kind of IAM roles my from should be there. So here we can do with the help of CLI or with the help of IAM rules. So this is how we can do here. And so here yeah, and this is one flow. So here we will be completing entire the user conversation, and accessing bedrock and pinecone for the data. Right, so this is good till now. And let's talk only about the pinecone now. So why pinecone? How the pinecone data is created, like how the indexes are created here. So we need to have, we may get new documents once in a while, or once in a quarter, or it depends upon the requirement. We need to like update our pinecone vector database, right? So it would here we are creating a different pipeline, so which is only responsible for creating the vector databases here, so vector indexes here. So here we are using separate lambda function. So here so let's go from here. So whenever we have a new document, so the new document was dumped in the S3. So the lambda function will be invoked, and our main backend code here, like that means like extracting the content from the PDF or the document, and also creating a chunks. And after creating a chunks, so we need to create vector embeddings. So we are accessing the bedrock, and we are sending the data, we are getting the embeddings back, and then we are creating a vector embeddings in a Pinecone. So this process will be done here. So here the source will be for this Lambda, the source will be S3 and the destination will be here Pinecone vector database. So we are accessing this as an the service. So here we have a doubt like how we are utilizing the VPC here. What is the VPC? So here VPC is an virtual private cloud. So when we are like we will be having a separate network which is private. So when we are working on Lambda function and other our project, so we have to, it's better to attach our uh, add our services or add our functionalities to this VPC, because it will be secure. So how we have to add this VPC like this Lambda function to this VPC? So like this VPC will be created by the infrastructure team or a DevOps or a developer or a data engineer, whoever it is responsible to create this VPC. So they will create it, and they will create an ad gateways and everything. So from our Lambda, we can access let me show here. So let's say this is a um, Lambda function, right? So here we have to configure. So in configuration, we can go to VPC. So in VPC, we can edit. So we can choose the VPC. Let's say this is the one of the VPC which were created. Like basically it was default now, but let's say if the infrastructure team created and we have a proper permissions, we can access directly from here. And we have to choose the subnets. So in which region and what's our subnet which we are having it. And we need to select the security group which they created. And this is the inbound and outbound. Basically the incoming request and the outgoing request will be seen here. So that's all we are doing it. So this is the subnet. So yeah. So see here, route outbound traffic to the NAT gateway. So let's say why this NAT gateway and outbound traffic plays an important role in this here in the subnet. So coming to our architecture, um, so this is an private one. Like this could be an private, right? This is an basically this is an public. This Bedrock have an public endpoint. So we can access only with the help of public network. Like we need to have an internet access to access this one. So when we are attaching this one to this VPC, but we don't have access for this one. Like this is a private public, right? This is will be out of the VPC. So our VPC should have a proper NAT gateway routings, so that the this Lambda can go out of this VPC with the help of internet and can access the Bedrock. And in the same manner, it can also it should have the internet to access this Pinecone vector database. If it doesn't have that, so we cannot access this Pinecone, and we cannot access this Bedrock. That's thing. And coming to this Lambda function, um, so this is also same. So this is what we will do. Yeah. And let's talk about this one here, this Lambda. So as we discussed here, in Lambda, we said all our main code will be available in the Lambda. So you can ask, so So our main code is in Lambda. That means like we need to have the security keys, we need to have the packages need to be installed in it, like a lang chain, or if we are using pandas, or else maybe if you are or else not, like if we like to access this bedrock, we need to have an um, and like a AWS SDK, which is a Boto 3, right? So and also we need to have a package for Pinecone to create a client and to access it. So how we can do that, where we have to install it and everything, right? So coming to here, um, so here we will be writing in the form of modular coding, or the way which we are writing, right? Here we will be creating the files and we will be writing here. And okay, so let's say if we use this here a Boto 3 SDK, and we will run, we will get an error. So what that error means, so the Boto 3 is not updated version, be- uh, because uh, the Boto 3 version which we need is not by default in the uh, in Lambda. Like there is a Boto 3 version, we can access it, but it's not the updated one. So what if you want to do updated one, and what if you want to install Pinecone and LangChain or Langsmith or anything, any environment? So where we can do that? So one of the way is we can add in this layer. So how we have to do in that layer? So let's say like I will add one of the layer. So I will add a layer, and I will go to here, add layers. Mm, yeah, I will create a new layers. So see, let's say basically what's a layer. So here in Lambda, so whenever we want to like if we have a new packages and everything, we need to access it. Um, we need to get the information, like we need to get the required files, right? Like updated files and updated code for that. So from there we can add like those. So let's say like we I will show you how we have to add. um, yeah. So okay, so here we have uh, like we will be whenever we create an environment. uh, okay. Okay, so basically what we have to do here, means, so let's say here, like we have to create one of the folder, like this is, don't consider all this one. So we have to create one Python folder, and then we have to install all our required packages in this folder. Particularly we have to uh, put in this one, and like so then if we do that, so it will create all this kind of see all this kind of packages. See if we come here, so see, so these kind of packages, so basically all these packages where they are, so they are in this cancer wrap. So this is the folder. So in the same way we have to do here. So after doing that, what we have to do is we have to create a zip file of that Python directory, and we have to import it here. Like select any architecture, and choose the runtime, and then we have to choose the file. Like see here, it says the zip file. Or what we can do is we can directly upload those to the S3 bucket, and we can copy and see if we select here, it will ask for the ARN, a URL link. So URL link. So here we have to come and we have to copy the URL link, and we have to uh, paste it here. So then so then we will be having a layer in this lambda here. Here we will be having a lambda layer. So that's how we can install everything related to the this lambda, like the packages or anything. So here, and coming to the configuration, as we said here, and also if we want to so here, like we can choose the IAM roles, and we can also uh, had the environment variables here, like the API keys or ARN or anything we can do, we can do here. And for the monitoring, so let's say we are using CloudWatch or X-Ray, so we can do that here. We can set it up here. Okay. So this is the destination. So where the destination should go back here. So in this particular so what's our destination? Our destination is also this one, but we are accessing this one as a services. Like we are accessing this, and our end goal is to send back the response to here. So that's how this architecture, this walkthrough is. And yeah. And okay, so before wrapping up this architecture, so let's go have a quick look regarding what we have studied in this uh, architecture. So let's go from the beginning onwards, and here basically let's talk about this pine cone. So first, so the pine cone, it's not a service. So to access this one, we need to have an internet for the VPC, so the lambda can access it directly, right? And all these pinecone environments, API key, and were um, stored in the environment variables, or we can do that. So basically we can access this pinecone in a lambda with the help of a pinecone client, right? And uh, yeah, so that's related to the pinecone. And coming to the lambda, so like the main backend code lies here, like embeddings and the retriever, all the, like we will be doing the modular way, and it is connected to this VPC, and we know how it is connected. I showed you how we have to connect the VPC, and basically these lambda should have the IAM rules, like permissions for the Bedrock, for the S3, like maybe if needed the S3 or DynamoDB, and also like the it need to have the like a secret manager, like we can put the these credentials of this pinecone in the secret manager, and we can access it. And as we know that this lambda is an auto scaling, so like lambda can handle multiple concurrent requests. So like let's say if we are getting 5 requests at a time, so how the five requests are handled. So the this lambda is created a parallel, five it will spin up the five lambdas, and each lambda will be each request is handled parallelly. and it will do its operation. So there won't be any lag. So that's one of the advantage. And coming to monitoring, so basically how we have to monitor like the cloud watch, and so how we have to do that. So coming to the cloud watch thing, so basically here the cloud watch will collect the logs, matrices, and also event for the services like Lambda API, gateways, and like if needed, like in EC2 instance or ST, whatever, like a CloudWatch, it's an AWS service. And yeah, so basically we can have a question regarding how we are tracking the information related in the Lambda, the code. Like maybe we can also track each and every request that is coming from the API gateway and API, it's sending for the Bedrock. So basically here the thing is like we need to if the print functions in the Lambda. So let's say we have a print function. Let's say we have a print function in the code here, the print function. So that print function, where it will show at the time of runtime, right? So it will also be logged in the logs, CloudWatch logs. So that's how we can see the logs. And yeah, so this is the uh, things. And coming to the Bedrock, uh, uh, so coming to the Bedrock connectivity, so we will be connecting the Bedrock to this one with the help of a Boto3 SDK with Bedrock runtime, right? So you don't need to have any API key, uh, right? Instead of that, we need to have a proper specified IAM rules with proper permissions to use the Bedrock. So we can call the Bedrock with the Bedrock runtime, and we need to specify from which region which we are using, which we want from. So where our models were deployed, or where our models which models we want to use. So to access the model, what we use is like we have foundation models like Claude, Llama, and etc, right? So for foundation models we can access through model ID or name, and the fine and we can access the fine-tuned model with model ARN. So yeah, I forgot to show you this here, Bedrock here. So here, model catalog. If I go to model catalog, so we can see all the models. So these all are the foundational models which we have. So so here it's showing uh, uh, it's showing that available to request. So let's say I will request it, and we will get the request for that instantly. I request. So here, I will ask the request for this one, request model access. Okay. Let's ask for all this model meta, and then we have to submit it. So now it says that we have an access granted for all this one. So where we can find, so where we can see the models, or everything here. Okay. We are using which region? Okay, North Virginia region. And so as we are talking about the model, so once we want to fine tune a model, we have to select the fine tune the model, and we have to select a model here. Like here we will be having the proper permission. So basically, let's reload this one. So okay, why it's not showing the meta bedrock providers meta. Lambda 3. Yeah, see here we got into llama 3 model, let's say, and how we can access this model. So this is a foundation model, right? We no need to have any ARN or something like that. We can have the data with this one, this one. So this model id, so we can invoke the model with this model id, like when we are creating a hdk. Let me show you that. So here it's an so when we are creating an client, so this is the bedrock runtime region, and then when we are invoking like this, we need to put the model model id, this id. We have to put the model id, then we can access it. And so this, and like this, coming to this custom model. So so if you want to like a fine tune a model, let's see. So if you want to fine tune a model, then we have to create a fine tuning jobs. So basically what's a fine tuning job? Like we are asking the bedrock to fine tune for us. So fine tune a model, and then it will show this ui. So then we have to select the model. Okay, so let's say we selected a model here. Then what we can do is we have to write the, like we have to give it a name, and then we have to choose the S3 bucket location. Basically here the data which we have, like which we need for the fine tuning our custom data. So we have to select it here, like we need to put the location, S3 location here. We can browse it, and then here we can choose the parameters, hyperparameters, like how many epochs. Like one epoch means like, epoch means basically the total number of iterations, like the entire training data goes like. So if the entire, if we select a 3, that means the it like the we will pass the entire data set for the 3 times in the training. So here is a batch size. So we are mentioning 32 here. So 32, 24, 16, 8. So this batch, it's a sample process before the model, like it's the number of sample process before the model parameters are updated. So yeah, So the model weights are updated. Basically, the model parameters are updated. So based for this one here, the learning rate, we can adjust the learning rate, we can do the early stopping, and we can select all the other parameters. And also we can choose the here we can select the validation data location. And also if we have like any output data, we can select the output data location here as well. And then if we create a fine-tuning job, like we have to give the role here, access role as well, like I am roles. And then we have to create a job. So then if we create a job, then we will be having a one job here. Then here it will be here. So this job runs for around, maybe based upon our data, based upon the model which we are using, for some time. So after that, when we have a job, so then the job is completed, then we will be having a model here. So when we click on the model, it will show a ARN here. So ARN means the ID. So with that ID, we can access this particular model, right? So this fine tuning job will be done here. And coming to imports, let's say we have a model which is already developed, like in our maybe in like not with the help of this AWS Bedrock. We are developed with in a SageMaker or in Jupyter or in our local system. So we took our own foundational model. And so what does mean by, like, we have to download the foundation model from the Hugging Face or anywhere where, like, the weights, parameters, architecture. And then we have to say, I will show you. Hugging Face model. And let's go with the meta. So so okay, so we have to download this all this. Like here what we will be having, like we will be having the configuration, the architecture, and the model. So basically what we have to do is, it's recommended that we have to download the safe tensor file. So we have to download the model weight, model parameters, and everything, the architecture. So after downloading it, we will be doing the fine tuning job in our AWS SageMaker or anywhere, wherever we want. We can perform the operation. Then after that, what we'll do is we will store the artifacts of that particular fine tuning job in a S3 bucket, or we can do that in the AWS. We can store it in the AWS SageMaker endpoint. Uh, uh, there is an option to do in a SageMaker as well. So it's recommended to store in the S3. So after that, we need to write a model name, and then we need to uh, see here it shows. So if we are choosing our artifacts were stored in the S3, then we have to select it from the S3 bucket. Or if we can do from the SageMaker. Yeah, we can do that in from the SageMaker model registry. So that's how we can do here. So once we selected that, and um, we can use existing Bedrock role, service role, and we can choose it, and we can import a model. So once the model is imported, like it may take 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So based upon the internet and based upon the model, it's going to take based upon the architecture. So after that, we will be having an option here. If we click it, if we click here, then it will show us the um, like a playground button. So we can go to the direct playground and we can test it. If not, like we will be having AR, like, and then we will be having provisioned throughputs. Basically, what's the provisioned throughput means? um, so we have so to use this model, imported model, we have to do the, like, we have to deploy the model, right? So we can deploy the model with provision throughputs. So there will be charges for the provision throughputs. So basically the charges will be like um, based upon the request, and like the model will, this model will be deployed all the time. So it's so we have to pay for all the time, like for the storage also we have to pay. So for the request we have to pay. So there's a pricing plan for this. So that's all. Provision throughput means like it provide multiple, it can like we can have a multiple request from it parallelly. So what the throughput we want. So like we will be for that also we will be having a price. And so that's it with this Bedrock for now. And so coming to marketplace. Okay. Yeah. So let's see. We talked about a pine cone, right? So let's start a pine cone. Pine cone. No, there won't be any pine cone here. So we have to go through the marketplace and we have to access it. So because the pine cone is not AWS services. So see here. So we have to purchase the pine cone. So for that also there will be a pricing separately. So here. So there we have to go create the pine cone and we have to configure and do everything. And so that's about this RAG architecture. And like here we are using Llama and Bedrock mainly. Thank you.